The Trump administration's fiscal year 2019 budget proposal includes drastic and dangerous cuts to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, which may have devastating effects on millions of low-income New Yorkers. BronxNet has the story. A new proposal from the Trump administration wants to change the process in which states determine who qualifies for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, the formal name for food stamps. Today, Council Member Richie Torres presented a budget that was passed earlier this month, which allocated $5.6 million to food pantries in New York City.
In the City Council, we passed a budget that includes $5.6 million for food pantries throughout the city.
This comes as relief for some families that may be affected who utilize SNAP, which covers 38 million Americans. If enacted, it could end up stripping nearly 3 million people of benefits. In the proposed rule, households will have to prove sufficiently demonstrated eligibility to qualify for SNAP assistance.
This policy is cruel, callous, and counterproductive. It would punish senior citizens, the working poor, and families with children.
Locally, 1 in 4 Bronxites face food insecurity. If enacted, 13.2% of New Yorkers who receive SNAP benefits will be affected.
It would deprive 50,000 New Yorkers of access to food. The Bronx has the highest rates of hunger in New York City. We are the county most affected. And so if we as Bronxites do not speak out against the Trump administration's policies, then no one else will.
Torres says the proposed rule would increase the amount of hunger in his district and other districts in the South Bronx known as food deserts. The public has 60 days to comment on the proposal before it can go into effect. The comment period ends September 23rd. In Morrisania, reporting for BronxNet, Dorissa White. BX Art Factory students painted a mural at the new soon-to-be-open BronxNet site, The Hub. BronxNet correspondent Yesenia Ramos brings us the story.
I hope they think about the Bronx in a different way that is not what they've seen in the movies.
That's Laura Alvarez's goal for this unique Bronx-centric mural, We Are the Bronx. It is a visual welcome to future users of BronxNet upcoming studios and media labs at the Hub, which tells the history of the Bronx.
It starts at the beginning of the 19th century, when the Bronx was being built.
I showed activities that would have occurred, like how people mostly had to look in the mirror to dress up.
And then the Bronx became the place to live for rich people that didn't want to live downtown anymore.
Giselle Ramirez, recent high school graduate, shows us part of the mural she painted, which describes what was happening in the 1970s.
During the 1970s, hip-hop was born in the Bronx, and that's why I decided to make silhouettes of hip-hop dancers, and I decided to outline the whole thing in red because during the 70s, redlining happened.
The whole concept was created back in Think, Create, Share Lab, where high school students gathered ideas to represent the Bronx and where they live.
We all together can do this, because one person at a time cannot do it, but if we all put our effort, it could happen.
BronxNet is opening the interim studio facility at 2825 3rd Avenue in preparation for the coming of BronxNet's media center at the La Central development in 2021. Reporting for BronxNet, Yesenia Ramos.
That's all for Bronx Updates. We have to take a quick break. More open right after this.